Good evening and welcome to Bahrain International's Daily Show. We have a great show for you today that you won't want to miss. But before I tell you what we bring you today, I would like to invite you all to tell us your suggestions and opinions of our show through contacting us via email or Instagram shown on the screen. Difficult times in life create opportunities for one to experience more love in life. Tough times never last, but tough people always do. You may go through a difficult time, but struggles always leads to beautiful places. Jeremy Van Holly started picking up carpentry when his parents had a hard time at their carpentry shop. Jeremy's dad, being an architect, gave them the opportunity to get clients from preschools in Bahrain. They started by building a jungle that led them to where they are today. And just recently, they began conducting woodwork classes for children. Welcome back. Today in the studio, we've got Jeremy Van Holly to talk to us about his carpentry. So, sir, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You all right?
Yes.
Welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for complimenting us on a beautiful studio.
Yeah.
Sir,
Awesome.
so tell us about your carpentry shop, please.
Well, our carpentry shop is in Saar,
Mm-hmm.
near the horse riding range.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been there for now 6 months,
Okay.
because before we worked from home.
Okay, cool.
So we expanded already.
Beautiful. This is where the good startups all started. Harley Davidson,
Yeah.
Disney, Apple. So okay, tell us a little bit more. What do you do? What are you focused on?
Well, we are focused on elementary schools, preschools, and now also we do private carpentry.
That's impressive.
So we get orders from IKEA, or they book something from IKEA and then they relate to us if we can make it the same or bigger.
Okay,
So we redesign it and
beautiful.
remeasure it and send the quote to them. And if they like it, we make it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And how do you show your art? How do you show the design to your clients?
Yeah, we have a catalog,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't bring today.
Ah. All right.
But we have built jungle gyms and small jungle gyms, mud kitchens.
Nice. Is that all from wood? The
It's all
jungle
from
gym?
wood and mostly from
Okay.
pellets.
That's impressive. And can you tell us about your designs? Like, what do you what are your designs special about them?
Well, I've seen in Bahrain,
Mm-hmm.
everything is made of plastic.
Okay.
Rarely I see any jungle gyms from wood.
Right.
Like-
That's why I was asking.
Yeah. Here you have the 6x6 inch wood lamps,
Mm-hmm.
and those are here all from plastic. So what we did, we compute those measurements into wood. So everything we see, we compute the wood. And my father, he's an architect, as you already said.
Yes.
So he designs it, and then if it's all quite strong, we continue building.
Nice. So, Jeremy, tell me about you. So you've been here for now 6 months.
I've been here for 6 months.
Okay. And how's that going? And besides that, why did you choose to come to Bahrain to live to help your parents out? And why carpentry?
Yeah, my first initial was to go from Saudi Arabia to Holland.
Okay.
But I saw my parents struggling with their work, and I thought maybe I'll give it a shot, go back to carpentry,
Okay.
and yeah, teach myself some skills. My father can help me with the designing. So yeah, I thought let's go to Bahrain.
Cool.
So I arranged CPR from our other company, the consultancy.
Okay.
So it took like 2 months. Got my license renewed, otherwise I cannot drive.
All right.
So yeah.
Sounds good.
Uh,
So tell me a little bit more about your father. How did he start first in Bahrain, and or what did you make better when you came? Because you said that they wanted some help.
Now we started to go back in time. We started in 2012, both in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
He was a quality manager, quality assurance manager,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the quality inspector.
Okay.
So since that time we worked for 2 years together, and then we split up. He went to other company, I went to other company.
Uh-huh.
So from that point, 4 years we didn't see each other,
Mm.
and then we moved to Bahrain.
Okay.
So he lost his job in Saudi,
Right.
and last 2018 I also resigned.
You
from-
resigned
Yeah,
to go back to Holland,
yeah. To
and
go
then you
back to
changed your
Holland.
mind.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming to Bahrain. And then.
and then I was talking to my parents. Yeah, shall I help you guys?
Mm.
And I want to go back in the wood. So that's how it started.
All right. Cool. So tell us about your classes that you give.
Classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, recently
Workshops.
since 1 month we have woodwork classes
Cool.
from year 4 to year 10.
Nice.
Yeah. So we want children to feel the wood,
Yeah.
and we have designs like we make penguins, we make
Nice.
airplanes, realistic airplanes,
Wow.
like a double deck plane.
Impressive.
And last Halloween,
Uh-huh.
my student said, "Let's make a chainsaw." Okay.
Now
So
nowadays kids, they're scary. What happened
Yeah,
to
man.
unicorns and
Yeah.
chainsaw?
Chainsaw. Let's do it. So I looked it up on Pinterest, took the measurements, and we built it.
That's impressive. And how often do you have the workshops and all that? I want to bring my kid when he is 4 years old. He's not 4 years old yet.
Every Monday,
Okay.
and we want to expand on Thursday.
Obviously, you like kids.
Yeah, I like kids. Yeah.
All right. So the age groups are from 4 to 10, yeah?
Yeah.
How can we join? How can one join if they wanted?
You can call my mother.
Okay.
She does all the arrangements,
Cool.
and she plans it and talks to the mothers.
All right.
So that's how it existed, and it existed from the winter camp and the summer camp we
Right.
did last year.
Yeah, cool.
Last March we had a camp, and this summer we had a camp.
Okay.
So we thought, let's do woodworks. Then
It's
came
worked.
into existence. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And it keeps on
Yeah, it's
expanding, getting
expanding
more and more.
building up, and
Nice.
children tell their friends.
Actually, you know what? Like nowadays, kids, all they do is video games, iPad,
Yeah, yeah.
iPhones, and watching YouTube. So I'm glad you guys are doing this for the kids. Man, this is, we are thankful for you.
Thank you.
So how do you come up with your designs?
Oh, my father makes the designs,
Okay.
and I do the building.
He's the architect.
He's the
obviously.
architect. Yeah. I am.
And your background is not carpentry, it's something else, correct?
It's also construction and
Construction.
mechanical.
Mechanical
Yeah,
engineering?
yeah.
Okay. And then you got to carpentry. Impressive. Oh,
Yeah.
well. So what are your future plans?
My future plans. My future plans is to continue
Yeah.
with the carpentry. But I also have next year a view if it doesn't work, like it shuts down, I'll go back to Holland and
Okay.
work there.
Do your own thing.
My own thing.
No, it'll work out. I'm sure it'll work out. Well, thank you very much for the segment.
Welcome.
Thank you for having for being here.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to be here.
It's our pleasure, sir. Stay tuned as we go for a short break and come back with more to cover. Nature is the art of God. And what's more beautiful than to be in a place surrounded by artists and God's scenery? Calm Mess, hosting unique events across scenic places by creating the perfect ambience with music, decorative lights, and a beautiful setup for art lovers in Bahrain. May you be filled with calmness. In this next report, let's have a look at it. Today in the studio, we've got Amina Ahmed Majid and Dana Nasser to talk to us about Calm Mess. Amina.
Hello.
And Dana, how are you ladies?
Good,
Thank you.
alhamdulillah.
So I've got a few questions for you here. I'll start with you, Amina, if I may.
Sure.
How and why did you start this initiative, Calm Mess?
Nice. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Mohammed, for hosting
It's
us
our
today. It's a pleasure to be with you this night in the studio. How did we start? Let's start with the why did we start the whole initiative. Mainly, we wanted, Dana and I, both of us, we wanted to do something new, to come up with an initiative that is different, that is unique, and to combine something between what we do best and what we love. So both of us love painting. We're not artists, but we enjoy the feelings that we have when we're painting.
The messiness.
The messiness, the set of feelings, the calmness.
The calmness and the messiness.
Exactly, the joy and the serenity as well, in one hand. And in the other hand, we love to host events, we love to hold events and to manage different kind of events. So especially in this nice weather, we thought of how about we combine those let's say, this passion of ours to have events outdoor, mainly targeting events for painting and outdoor paintings for whoever loves to just paint and free their mind.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how's that going so far?
Well, we launched our first event 23rd of November. It was
Okay.
beautiful, alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
Dana
mashallah.
might tell you more
Dana,
about
would you
it.
tell us more about that, please?
So let's start with the name.
Okay.
So Calm Mess, which basically we wanted to look at like the calmness, which is this like state of mind of being in peace and relaxation,
Yeah.
and that the mess would resemble the messiness of the paint.
All right.
Because we wanted people to feel calm in their own mess.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
so-
I like this should be your slogan.
Yeah.
I like people to be calm
In
with
their
their
own
own
mess.
mess. That's a beautiful slogan,
Yeah.
seriously.
Thank you.
All right.
And basically what we do is that we host unique painting themed events across the Kingdom of Bahrain for all the art lovers. And it's like the perfect mixture of painting with the beautiful lights, the setup, and just the atmosphere where people can just come, relax, and have a good time.
And calm and be messy.
And come and be messy.
Cool. And so 23rd of November was your first event, you said. How did you advertise for that? How did the audience react? And I'm going to ask about the actual event afterwards, but how did you, how did you make it, how was the response of people before the actual event? How did they know about it?
We started with a humble social media campaign
All right.
with our account. Just we introduced some teasers, like maybe so many teasers, people get anticipated, waiting for the event. And we announced for the event, we opened registration, we added the registration link to our bio, and يعني we were targeting 45 people, and we got that 45, alhamdulillah. And it was very fast.
Usually, I know that friends and family are the biggest like supporters of every single startup, every single entrepreneurship startup. Was that also the case with you?
Yes, alhamdulillah. All our family and friends, they were all there to support us. It was a great event, alhamdulillah, and inshallah, many more to come.
Man, you should be thankful. Yes. So, what is the concept of it, and how do you create this event?
As I mentioned earlier, basically, it's we host beautiful events across the Kingdom of Bahrain for all art lovers, and we try to create the experience for them and with the beautiful lights, the setting, the time. We try to like pick all of these little details to make it sunset or sunrise, whatever, just to make it an event where people can just come relax and feel calm and just express it through painting.
Very beautiful. And Amina, how did you come up with the theme of the event? And how long did it take you to do that?
Nice. So the theme of the event is mainly inspired by the location itself. So the venue in Muharraq, where we can see the land or the skyline of Bahrain, mixing between the old and the new, and especially as well the timing of the event. So we targeted the sunset, and we wanted to create this perfect experience for the audience, where in a random place in Bahrain, we want to create like an outdoor studio for them, for artists to belong in that studio. So we had, in one hand, we had the art elements or the art aspects, inspiration such as the dipped brushes, the upside down buckets of paint, and so on. And on the other hand, we wanted to create those vibes of a chilled event, welcoming event, creating this calmness kind of vibes, inviting vibes with the live music, with the candles, flowers, and so on. So basically we get the inspiration from the place itself, from the surroundings, and from the purpose of the event.
Okay, and what's your role in the event? What do you do?
So we're mainly the events managers. We basically have to do with the planning of the event from A to Z, whatever to do with the registration, creating the experience, choosing the place itself as well, the venue, with what suits our mission as columnists, and as well as we even bring all the art supplies for the people so that they just come freely without anything and enjoy the experience.
And let's say I decide on coming for your next event.
Yes.
I know nothing about art.
Yeah.
How would you help me, Dana?
It's open for everyone. Even if you don't know how to paint, you can come, because it's more than just painting. It's about the experience you get, and the view in front of you might help you paint. Yani it might be an inspiration because of the beautiful location we've chosen, the sunset, and you can draw anything. And we have like professional artists to help out, and they can guide you, and you can be there just to express your feelings and how you want your ideas and anything.
All right. Well, back to you, Amina. Why did you choose that location for the event?
Okay, so Bahrain is a small, very beautiful island, and there are a lot of locations and venues to be explored. And our mission as columnists is to look for places that we might have noticed, or we actually have noticed, but we didn't think of a potential, or people did not notice the potential in it to be a beautiful place to hold an event in. So we had a lot of places in mind, and one day we drove to that location where we had the Muharraq Sunset Tail, and we both sat there and visualized the whole thing. We visualized it with the easels, we visualized it with the canvases, people painting, the music, and it just felt right. So we decided to do it there. And with Calmus, you will see that with every event we will be announcing for a different location, because we want people to see Bahrain's beauty, not only that, to even capture this beauty in their paintings and in their drawings.
Tell me a little bit about your secret. So when's your next gig, and where is it going to be hosted at?
Basically, as we mentioned earlier, our our account is basically around creating anticipation. So every month we do like teasers to create, to do like some buzz, so people to gauge the interest of our audience.
All right.
But hopefully, inshallah, in December we have another event coming soon, which we will launch on our Instagram page, calm.mess. And we are very, very excited to launch it. And we promise you that it's going to be a beautiful location in Bahrain that everyone's going to be excited about. And we're sure it's just going to be amazing. And we hope to see you all there, inshallah.
I'm definitely, well, my wife does paint. Well, she haven't painted in like, I don't know, 6-7 years, but she does, she paints. She used to do it when she was when she was in school. And I definitely wanted to register as a surprise. Yeah. So please, I'll add you and I'll bring her, inshallah. So how can one register, speaking of that?
So when we announce about the event on our Instagram page, we would basically have our registration link on our bio. And it's usually for a limited number of seats. So once we announce it, just maybe turn your notifications on and follow us so that you get a seat in our event, inshallah.
Sounds good. Well, I'm looking forward.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to say before we conclude the segment for the day?
We thank you for having us on your show. It's a great pleasure to be on here. And we look forward to having you all with us.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We've got one more segment before we conclude. We will go for a short break and we'll be right back. Fight Night 7, Bahrain's first private interclub boxing show hosted by Bahrain Boxing Club in association with the Bahrain Boxing Federation, and this is Bahrain.
On November 21st, Bahrain Boxing Club hosted their 7th charity boxing event at the Crown Plaza Hotel, attracting over 350 spectators to a black tie event with a 3-course dinner and spectacular boxing. There were numerous inter-club boxing booths with many clubs participating from Bahrain along with 2 clubs from Saudi Arabia.
I think these sort of events really raise the profile of Bahrain, and they're really good for Bahrain. Boxing here is getting better and better. Bahrain have had some very interesting bouts against Kuwait here several weeks ago, and also they did very well in the UAE. So the professional or amateur boxing here in Bahrain getting better and better, and events like this really push for that. I'm just expecting some great rugby, some great entertainment. The crowd is always behind the boxers, the fighters, so it's really loud in there, and you get the buzz from the crowd. Everybody supporting their favourite fighter.
I'm looking forward to particularly to see the women boxing. I'm expecting a big competition because women, when they're fighting, are not very controlled.
I'm participating in the 69 category, and we're very excited for this event, and we hope we'll do our best, inshallah. I've been training kickboxing and boxing since 2017. I've been preparing for this event for a month now, and we're very excited to fight tonight.
All right, guys, we're here at Fight Night 7 as here Bahrain Bahrain Today is happening. We're gonna see some fights, some bouts, all the way from Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, and one place, one ring. Let's go, let's make it happen here with Fight Night 7.
The event was a huge success, and we hope they continue to host many to come, helping homegrown boxing talents which will eventually join into the Bahrain national boxing team and distinguish Bahrain as a serious competitor on the international platform.
Today with us in the studio from Bahrain Boxing Club, Mr. Sandeep Mamun and Miss Ragad Naimi. How's it going?
Excellent. Thank you for having us.
Ragad, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm great. Well, can you tell us please about Fight Night 7?
Sure. So Fight Night 7 is the 7th edition of our very popular Fight Night series. It's a charity boxing night that we started back in 2017. Our first event was at the Art Rotana. We had about 200 people, black tie event. And it started off as a white collar boxing event. So it's mostly people with just regular day jobs who were looking for something challenging, something to kind of push them a little bit. And so they would come and train for about 2 to 3 months, compete, and everyone's just entertained by spectacular boxing.
Oh, man.
And we'd raise money for local charities that we nominate.
Thank you.
And so it was pretty incredible. And we also had a Malakam scholarship scheme. It's a private scholarship scheme that we started to help young Bahrainis who didn't necessarily have the means to train and compete. We would pay for all their training equipment and take them on international tours. And this was all funded by our Fight Night program. So Fight Night 7 was actually the 7th edition of this. So it's about 3 years in the making. But this one was spectacular because we actually did Bahrain's first private interclub show, which is where we brought all the clubs in Bahrain together and we said, guys, we want all of you to kind of compete and we want to give the audience something like spectacular to see. And we had amazing support from everyone really. So yeah, that's it.
That's
really.
great.
Yeah.
Lucky number 7.
Exactly.
The best show so far.
Yes.
All right. So, Ms. Ragad, would you tell us about Bahrain Boxing Club?
Bahrain Boxing Club is basically like a home for me. I train there almost every day.
All right.
I live in Saudi, so I go back and forth. I come usually in the mornings and sometimes at night for sparring. And yeah, I've been training here at Bahrain Boxing Club for almost 2 years, I believe.
Wow. That's life.
Yeah, that's life.
That's life. Cool.
She's one of our most dedicated members. I mean, she just said she comes in twice a day from Saudi.
Wow.
Crossing the border is no easy joke.
Not at all.
Lots of respect, Ms. Ragad.
Right.
And you've been doing this for how long? I mean, not only in Bahrain, obviously. You've been doing it
I
before.
started while I was living in New York. I was taking just a few classes at Rumble Boxing.
Okay.
I loved it, and right after that I moved back to Saudi and I didn't find anything at all, so I was just like searching and found Bahrain Boxing Club. So I just went in, I found out the day before, and then the next morning I went.
Yeah.
And I gave them a call. I was like, can I get into your scholarship program? I'm like, they're like, not that fast, but so I had to train, and then I did my first fight night, which was Fight Night 5. So yeah, after that I didn't stop. Every day I'm there.
Wow.
Putting work in.
What a story.
Yeah.
Man, you're lucky to have her.
I know, she's a true inspiration. I mean, when she comes in, the other women look at her and say, this is something that I can aspire to be.
Yeah, this is who I want to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
And so tell me a little bit about the organizing for the most recent event.
Sure. So it's about anywhere from about 4 to 6 months in the back end, with the team, logistics and stuff. But the actual training, so as I said, this event was the combination of both the white collar plus the interclub show. The white collar part where we train just regular people that want to compete, that's about 2 to 3 months of training that goes on. They all come to the gym, they train together, and then they compete. So overall I think it's about 6 months of actual work back end, and I have an amazing team. Hard work, sleepless nights. And we have amazing support from the community, from the federation, from the Bahrain Combat Sports Council, just everyone kind of giving us tremendous support. And then we have corporate sponsors who have helped us all the way through. So it's not just us, it's a huge, big community effort to make this event come through,
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Ragad, so I'm sure you inspire a lot of female participants. How is that going? Like, how many participants, are they increasing? How many relatively in percentage?
In percentage?
Or maybe how many ladies? Okay.
Like at the gym, you mean?
At the gym, and then who participate in the fighting?
Well, at the gym, there are a few girls that we work with, that I spar with as well. Not so much Bahrainis, but they are getting a little bit shy
They're still
or
female.
scared
We're
to
talking
do
about
that.
female. We're not
Yeah.
talking only about Bahraini ladies.
Yeah. So you do get not much, but I don't
It's
know,
increasing.
like-
It's starting to
yeah,
open up.
it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Once they see people participating at fight night,
Mm.
then they get more encouraged to do so. But yeah.
And
So-
something that we're very proud of is this time we actually had an all-female boxing club come from Jeddah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're called Flag Boxing. I'd like to give them a shout out, Flag Boxing. And Miss Hala, the owner, and her 4 boxers and their coach flew out here to compete in fight night.
Oh, wow.
It was the first time.
The most recent
Yes,
one.
the most recent one. It was
Wow.
incredible. So I mean, it was really great for us to be able to host something like this.
Right.
And this all happened actually thanks to Ragad, who reached out to them just on Instagram saying, "Hey guys,
Why
there's an
don't you
event.
join?"
Do you want to join?"
Yeah.
And then like just snowballed into them showing up at our doorstep saying, "Yes, we're going to compete."
Wow.
And that I think is a huge positive thing for women in the sport. Kind of see a bunch of Saudi women say, "We're going to fly over and do this."
We're going to fight.
Yeah, exactly. and they were incredible athletes too.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
So, just a question. Boxing is a little bit mental, isn't it? All
Yeah.
sports are so mental.
Yeah,
Believe in
very.
that?
Like you can train your body, condition it,
Yeah.
but if you don't train your mind as well to be strong and not get too scared,
Doesn't work.
Yeah, doesn't
Um,
work at all.
I was. They say one of the loneliest sports is tennis and boxing, because once you're in the,
In the ring.
in the ring, there you're all
just you.
on your
Yeah.
own. It's just you. It's a scary thing to be lonely. Like in
It
football
is,
and
yeah.
basketball and all
You've
these
got a
sports,
team.
you
Yeah.
got a team,
Sure.
right? But in boxing, it's just you, and same thing with
Your
tennis.
mind.
Yeah.
Your mind.
You and your mind,
Yeah.
exactly. So, where can we see the Kingdom Bahrain in terms of boxing in the future? Is it a growing sport?
Absolutely. I think that's a huge testament to His Highness Sheikh Khalid's vision. He's a true visionary. He leads from the front. He competes himself,
Yes.
which inspires the youth to kind of say, look, we can do this too. And if you look at boxing as a whole, it's kind of grown like substantially in the last 2 years. Just recently, I think it was just a few days ago, Bahrain competed in the Sovereign Championship in
Yes.
UAE, which
Yeah.
was Bahrain, UAE, Ireland, and Serbia.
Yeah.
And I think they walked away with 6 gold, I
Mashallah.
believe. And some of the Irish boxers have had over 100 fights. And so this is for Bahrain to be able to go in there and hold their own. Says a lot for the natural raw talent that Bahrainis have. So I think
Definitely.
there's big things for Bahrain in the future.
Yeah.
And just
Definitely.
if you see the commitment that boxers like Ragad have, I have no doubt that Bahrain's going to do
Well,
extremely.
I'll conclude the segment with you, Ragad. So,
Okay.
any advice or message to the boxing amateurs out there?
I feel like if you love something, especially sports, is to go after it, even if you fail. يعني you lose fights, whatever. You have to keep going because every fight is an experience.
You just get better.
Yeah. You
Mentally,
get better, yes.
physically.
More mentally. Physically everybody can achieve that.
Right.
But mentally it takes a while.
Cool.
know.
Sandeep, what would you say? A message?
Just keep going. I mean, you have to commit
Practice
to it.
make perfect.
That's it. You commit and you just keep going.
Makes
And,
permanent.
Yeah.
That's it.
And just find someone that pushes you. Find someone that motivates you.
And these are the two.
Yeah. Absolutely,
Motivation,
yeah. Please
push.
come by. We'd love to help anyone that
Yeah.
wants to commit to the sport. Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dear viewers, we'll be right back. And that's all for this evening. We thank all our guests who were with us today, and we will see you next time on Bahrain Today. If you'd like to be with us on the show or have suggestions or questions for us, then contact us on our account shown on the screen. Goodbye and God bless.